the question is really, why do people actually hold the asset? You have to figure out the why, right? And most people can't tell you why they are holding XRP, other than the narratives that they've heard perpetuated the entire time. So what I want to do now, because I've been led to do it, is actually just break down the facts. And, me personally, my emotions are not tied to any of these assets. I look at crypto from a whole different perspective than people would think I look at it from. I look at this entire landscape, this new asset class that is being born, as a big garden that I can choose to plant and grow from its infancy. And how I approach the truth and freeing people from a trap is by the logic of seeing through the smoke. So if we look at it like this, you have an asset that was created by a group of people. The mastermind was Jed McCaleb. He created XRP, and he designed it to be an open source technology. And it can be an open source technology used for others to build upon. They formed a company, separate entity called Ripple. And Ripple, they had the same name as the company, and they had the same name on the asset. Then it changed to XRP. But over that time, that association had already been branded with that asset. So what they did was they created a narrative out there. And think about this. The only reason people know about said narrative is because they have been programmed with that information. So they believe it without actually realizing or investigating the truth on their own terms. So you have the Jed McCaleb. They created this narrative of them coming up, being angry at each other, and Jed McCaleb forms another company. But think about this. The same creator named Jed McCaleb forked another protocol, forked that same protocol and created Stellar. The reason why people fork protocols to begin with, people think it's a bad thing, but they fork it because the technology that they're forking is already great, but they see that they can make it better. So what they did was create this divide for the masses of crypto to believe. And he went on to create Stellar, which was actually the better version of XRP, because now this asset does so much more. And this asset, we're going to have everybody build upon. So the asset XRP, we're going to create another narrative telling people that, there was this argument and this asset is the chosen one. Because what we're going to do is tell people all of the truth about the asset, but we're really speaking about the forked version of it. We're going to show the people the truth right in front of their face by showing you all these relationships and connections, having a whole MoneyGram relationship, but then it removes itself and goes to the real chosen one, which was the step 2, the 2.0, the better version of the XRP protocol, which is open source. Remember, they created a company called Ripple, separate. Then the Stellar organization is here, who operates and controls the Stellar protocol. Now, keep in mind, the same creator of XRP broke off and formed Stellar. What people don't know is that they're all in cahoots. It's all smoke and mirrors. And if we can see through the smoke, we can see how they are swindling people into an asset. Because what they do is then say, what we're going to do is we're going to pay people behind the scenes, because this is the crypto wild, wild west. Nobody's going to know we're paying them. Why would they even think that? They're sheep. So we're going to pay these influencers behind the scenes, because influencers really, they don't really make a lot of money, guys. YouTubers don't make a lot of money unless they're at those high levels and they're getting high views on every video. So I come to you, I'm a representative of said company, and I pay you every month a specific amount, $5,000 plus whatever you make on your YouTube videos. You can keep that. But all you have to do is talk about a specific asset. They take that money because now they feel some kind of association to this company. And so they gladly pump out misinformation on various levels all over YouTube. And then the truth, the real truth, they dim it down, because we want you to hear the noise, which is talking about specific assets only. So we create this narrative, we pump these people up with emotion, because we hired some good personal speakers who can play on their emotions. What makes a good speaker is somebody who can play on your emotions. Why you think when you go to church, you start crying and shit? Because the preacher is playing on your emotions. Now you in church, I know, because it happened to me. But to see through the smoke and really listen, nobody can refute the fact of CBDCs already being ran on Stellar. It's a built-in stock market on multiple levels. But this is hidden information in plain sight. Ripple actually runs on the Stellar protocol. And this is all information that can be seen. But a lot of times people invest emotionally. So they go and pay and will listen to something that's telling them about their asset going up higher. See, this is the trap. Because instead of being focused on the assets that they tell you that they are not telling you, because you always want to listen to what a person is saying, but also listen to what they're not saying. All of what they're not saying, you're not paying attention to, because you're so caught up with the smoke that you're consuming it now. 5, 8, 9, 10,000 this. Well, I got news for you. And this is for nobody to feel any kind of way, because one thing we can't refute is the fact that the adoption rate of Stellar and everything that is happening on it, and I mean, you can go and look at the blockchain scan. This shit is remarkable, but it's in plain sight. Lobster Wallet is a motherfucking gem in plain sight. And what's getting ready to happen, people are not ready for. They're not in position. They think they are. You have these narratives out here that are they use Brad Garlinghouse to tell people the truth about where things are headed. They had to use somebody that looks like him, who is, handsome. He had his own swag going. He can talk that talk and make the truth out there, but you would also buy into the whole hype machine that they created around YouTube, which is the new news, that they're utilizing to still herd the sheep within crypto. Just because you're in crypto don't mean you're of the 1% in crypto. There's many sheep out there. So they use Brad Garlinghouse. They tell people that there's going to be a level playing field. People really can't comprehend what that really means. Level playing field. They have leveled the playing field for the investment world. Meaning a person can buy into shit that they never could. But see, what keeps the 99% of crypto, the sheep, from the 1% in crypto is what, folks? Information. And if you don't have the information that the 1% have, you ain't going to be where you think you're going to be. You'll win. You'll get, you know what I'm saying? You'll be able to, you know, step up in other areas. But you want that information that's going to create that generational wealth. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't refute the fact that you can go on all of these websites, and I wish I can break it down and show you right now, but I'm on audio. You would be amazed. But this information, you're not going to go and see because the narrative has been out there that, oh, Stellar is the little brother. So what would people do? If you constantly hearing 5, 8, 9, 10,000, April 10th, March 31st, this date, that date, what date? Well, how many goddamn days? I've been seeing and hearing this shit since 2017. And it's still going on today. And you can't refute the fact that had you invested in assets that I had told you about other than XRP, if you sold all of your goddamn XRP and invested in assets that we were talking about, you would still be able to go and buy XRP at the low because you done generated so much more. And it's a trap because we generated millions in that duration of time. And it was a small window. And I told you the arc was closing. People don't believe what I be saying. They think I'm just out here talking. You get on the ark. When Noah comes to speak, y'all listen. I don't know, this Bible shit be playing out, but it plays out in different ways. And sometimes people never know really who the messenger is. They always have a problem with the messenger because the messenger may not look like Brad Garlinghouse. Had I looked like Brad Garlinghouse and said all this shit I'm saying to you, you would probably receive it in a different way. Oh, yes. God, oh, he said some good. Yeah. Oh, we gotta listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But it's the messenger. But that's how they trick you. They want you to look for the messenger to have a certain appearance. But when the real messenger shows up, only so many people can resonate with it. My goal is never to create a divide within people. It's only lead them to where you really want to be. How can we refute this truth? And we can see that the moves that Stellar has been making with the governments, with different countries globally, the banks, the partnerships that lead to banks hidden in plain sight, they don't tell you these things. You have to be savvy enough to go and research it. But most 99% of the sheep in crypto, their research is watching YouTube videos. Now, I ain't lying. That's why we see this blockchain crypto landscape a little differently. And my perspective is only to help aid and uplift and elevate whoever I can, touch, whoever I can resonate with, just to raise their frequency. Because the only thing that keeps the 99% from the 1% is information. And people getting into crypto now, they don't have a whole lot of time. You have to find the right guidance, the right information to get you in, because if not, you'll be lost and spinning your wheels. You think you be winning, but you'll be lost and missing out, all because of information. Now you hear a lot of narratives saying, well, there's only going to be 1% of cryptos left. That's bullshit. Because they only want to keep you in your set assets that you've been contained in. So if you got your little 5 cryptos, you'll stay in there because you think that there's only going to be 1% left. So I got to stay with this small little piece because Brad House told me it's only going to be 1%. When they building out a whole infrastructure and it needs to have different elements, different companies. You have an entire traditional side that's merging, leaving those traditional companies and bringing their ass to the blockchain, forming new blockchains, different protocols, layer 0, layer 2, layer on, all that shit. You have that going on. And it's constantly coming out. You're constantly seeing things come out. Why do you think they have all these launch pads? Do you think they're just, all of these blockchains are just doing this for no reason? What do you mean to tell me? We was talking about this a year, 2 years back. We had 10,000 assets. Now we almost at 20,000. You want me to believe that there's only going to be 1% left. Now, I do believe there'll be certain bigger blockchains that the masses will know because those blockchains have been set up to be that way, and I've been telling you about them. And if you missed the boat, that ain't my problem because the information is here. There will be blockchains that people know, but a lot of them they won't know because these are companies that they don't know. How many people really know how many companies and all the companies that are traded on the stock market? We don't know. Because we were missing what? The information. That it's really 3.5% and 96.5% of sheep. We don't know. So this is a new asset class. And I told you the same people that are running the traditional world, they're now running this world. Just new, it's a new look. Same game, same people, same rules, just a new look. How can we swindle the people out of this money? Just like we did back in the .com boom. But now we got to do it in a different way because things have changed. Now we're going to utilize the new medium, which is YouTube. Yeah, we'll get them that way. And we'll get these YouTubers. They'll never see it coming. They'll just believe. And then when we get these little smart ones that raise up to be oracles and shit, we'll just dim them down a little bit. They'll still get some people across the boat, but fuck it. It ain't going to change us. We'll still keep the sheep the sheep. Question is, why are you holding on to XRP? Tell me why.
I really don't have no explanation why, but I'm finna pull the trigger today though. It's over with.
Jamarcus, and I'm not putting you out on the spot or nothing. You know what I mean? This is just in general because I'm gonna actually share this video on YouTube. But the question is why? Like literally, why are we holding on? Because I had to go through the same shit, guys. I was in the same trap. I just freed my own self, then was able to free the rest. I freed the slaves. They wanted to enslave us. They still doing it, but we can see the game. We're gonna win in our own way. But why? Mostly people will say, I don't know, or they'll start saying, oh, it's the gold. It's the gold to stellar as silver and all this bullshit. Start going out and talking about precious metals. No. Tell me why. All the money.
Got a just in case bag.
Okay, that's one explanation. Just in case bag. Just in case though, why?
In case anything happens.
Like what?
In case it goes up in value.
Okay.
I
So
mean,
you
for the
you're
long
hoping it
term,
goes up. You're hoping it goes up to what price though in value?
I don't have any price targets, like in case it does anything crazy, like 5 to 10 years from now.
Okay, that's fair.
Not
That's fair.
not looking at no $5, $10, none of that stuff. Just got an in case bag in case it does some numbers. When the
I
market
got you.
hits up there, it's not gonna do that anytime soon.
Right. Okay, that's fair. Anybody else?
My just in case bag just to dwindle down a whole lot because I can one XRP is like almost 4 XLM right now.
Facts. And that also, everything is manipulated, and that mechanism by price alone also plays into the narrative. You know what I'm saying? And I used to have a just in case bag, and these are the reason why I'm asking is because other people are going to hear this, and they're in the same position. You know what I mean? We all were, but we can't refute the fact that they say that XRP is the big brother, but truly the roles are reversed. And the fact that Donnell Dixon is sitting here talking about, CBDCs and the infrastructure for DLT technology and all this with the government in plain sight and globally with Nigeria and so much more. I mean, this asset, when I tell you, when things hit the fan in regards to showing what is what, and that will only reflect in price, because a lot of times, unless people are savvy enough to see through the smoke, they will miss out on all the opportunity within a particular protocol. Remember, the fact is Jed McCaleb forked it to make it better, but they tricked people to believe, and I'm not saying the XRP won't go up. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying XRP is a bad protocol. Obviously not. I mean, it's a fucking great protocol. It's fast. It's efficient. But it's open source. And open source technology is not always designed to go up to high numbers. You can have other protocols on that blockchain that will go up even higher than said asset of the blockchain. But you have to be able to, see how things work with these chains and see through the smoke. Now, y'all been promised for a goddamn flare airdrop going on 2 years. And people can't see the setup. Say that again?
I got one of those flare airdrops.
Did they already give flare airdrops? Because I've been hearing that nobody
I
got their airdrops.
I got Flare, but it was only on BitTrue. It was for whatever XRP I was holding on BitTrue, but it wasn't much, so I just got it on BitTrue. I never received it on Coinbase.
Did they give it? Did they actually allow you to transfer it and withdraw it?
Yeah, like I could trade it, but it's not much because I didn't have much XRP on BitTrue. But it was only Flare. I did not receive the other one, Songbird.
Right. But they made promises of this high amount of flare.
Yeah, and it wasn't really much.
Really nothing. But what I'm saying is it was on purpose to keep people trapped.
To keep you trapped. Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want people to feel like, oh, I have it out for XRP, because I don't give a goddamn. I want us to get paid. You know,
there's higher ROIs elsewhere.
Exactly.
Yep.
Higher ROIs elsewhere, and it will be in the places you least expect it.
There's most of them in the gaming and metaverse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gaming is about to listen. There's another lockdown that's getting ready to happen. It's already happening across the globe. I give us two months. I want to say by June, Some shit about to happen. But what that's going to do for us, and I'm saying this now because we got to be prepared mentally. I've been talking about this for a while now. We got to be prepared mentally. Yeah, we're going to be making money, but we got to also be mindful of what type of information we're letting come into our consciousness and our subconscious, because it's about to get crazy out here. Supply chain, all this shit is about to hit, and it's going to hit at a head. So we're going to see a lot of things around us, and people are going to be going through some stuff. You might feel a certain way, but we got to be prepared, because shit, I'm telling you, yeah, they say by 2030 they want everything to be built out, but boy, they're moving at rapid speeds, and I swear to you, it's going to happen faster than you think. It's coming faster.
Yes, sir. Faster than 2030.
Yes, for sure. I would even say 2025, 2026. Oh, 2026. 2026. Might be something to that. Yep. So yeah, that's all I wanted to really express. I was led to actually speak on it. And I would break down and show all of this information on websites and other things other than YouTubers. And I would, but unfortunately, this is all audio. And some people say, well, why don't you just put the visual to it, motherfucker? Because you need to see through the smoke. Enough is enough of keeping people trapped and out of money. I've seen these YouTubers. I've called them out. They keep people away from prime time real estate within crypto. And people think that crypto assets are going away, when really it's a setup. The crypto is used. I'm sure you've heard this before. They're going to be used for the robots and all of these AI and IoT and things of that nature. Why would a CPC chain go away when it's going to be used to facilitate? You're going to need to have AGIX to use within that ecosystem of the robots and AI and all that. I've shown you that on their white paper. So when people think that assets are going away and this is going away, it's all narratives. It's a bunch of narratives that they put out just to keep people out. Say that again?
The opposite quite often happens. They stay.
Absolutely. And you'll have major people come out, say, the market's going to go down. And it does. People don't really see the down. They might look at it. They might be looking for something more drastic. And then all of a sudden, tides turn, whoop, whoop, whoop. And shit just starts going crazy. People are like, and then they miss out.
They trick you out the bag like that.
They trick you out.
Yep.
Why you think they programmed us with tricks for kids? They've been calling us a trick since we was a kid. Then they tell you to go trick or treat. I might give you a trick or I might give you a treat. Now I'm out here trying to give treats to freedom of wealth. And they over here think I'm trying to trick them. No, it's the opposite. Now you, listener, viewer, you need to figure out who's giving you a trick or who's giving you a treat. Because I see a lot of tricks out here given on YouTube land. Figure out who's giving you the treats. Anyways, happy Easter to you guys. That's my rant for today. I hope that you might have got something out of it. But I'll tell you this. There's some bullish info that I'm going to share at a certain point. And the info, listen, like I said before, Stellar is an asset not to be slept on, not only for the asset itself, but also what is being adopted on it, what's being built on it, what it is in itself. And the only way you'll know all of that stuff is by, actually looking at the archive of videos that we have out here, or doing the research for yourself. I would recommend everybody stop solely relying on YouTubers, because you never know if you're getting a trick or a treat from a particular YouTuber, and you'll never know if they're being paid off. But you can always tell when a YouTuber starts off talking about different protocols and talking about these gyms, and then they switch, and then they're only talking about one asset continuously. They shoot up in rank, subscribers, boom, boom. Every day talking about asset. You know they're a paid shill. Happy Easter.
Already.